Are buyers really going to have to pay their agents commissions now? And what if you don't want to use an agent? What if you want to do it yourself? How would you do it? Well, in this video, we're going to cover that. Stay tuned. Hey, it's Javi. I know I've been gone, but not lost. I know a lot of things have happened in this real estate world, and I aim to help you, buyers and sellers, find better understanding in this market and give you tips and tricks on how to do things now with this new NAR settlement. So, first of all, you guys are probably wondering, where is this guy? Where is he walking? Right now, I'm in the beautiful Blue Hills Reservation, and I usually come hiking here. So if you ever see me, say hi. Say you see my YouTube, just so I know that it's not a random stranger, but regardless, just say hi. I love to talk to people. But regardless, a lot has happened in these few months in this year of 2024, and I'm filming this video in the month of September, late September. So the NAR settlement was essentially a settlement against realtors. A lot of real estate brokerages had to pay out a lot of money to people. How you doing, guys? How are you? And essentially what happened was the rules changed. The rules changed for realtors, and now realtors are required, well, sellers aren't required to pay commission anymore to realtors for buyer's agents. Not required. And we are not allowed to disclose commissions on the MLS, which is what us realtors use to study and do research on properties, etc., etc. That's all mumbo jumbo. Long story short, you as buyers may or may not be required to pay a buyer's agent commission now, and you as sellers are no longer required to pay a buyer's agent fee, which in most cases we recommend still doing that because it's going to sell your house for the highest price. I mean, let's be honest, all the buyers and buyer's agents, now you're taking them all out of the mix. If you do not pay a fee, that means your house is not going to sell as quick, and your house is going to stay on the market longer. But I'll make another video on that, depicting all this stuff. This video is simply for buyer's agents, buyers, and what it's going to entail for you guys. So, buyer agent fee, it usually ranges between 2 to 3%. 3% being the rarity on the high end, 2% being the average, 2.5% being rarely, roughly the fee that we are going to receive. Now, you are probably wondering, hey, if I'm doing an FHA loan, a 3.5%, or even a 5% conventional, you're low on funds, essentially, you can purchase a home. You're well qualified to purchase a home, but you don't want to come out the extra amount of money to pay a buyer agent. What does it mean for you? And for the most cases, the buyer fee is going to be included into the sale. We're going to find a way for it to work. But let's say hypothetically here that it is not included. It is not included, and you're just like, I can't afford that. I want to buy a home on my own. What do I have to do? Well, luckily you stumbled across this video, and we're going to get to the nitty gritty and tell you what's up. So here's the steps, guys. So if you are a buyer, you want to go unrepresented, which we do not recommend because there's so many hurdles in the middle of the transaction, not even just at the beginning of the transaction, but let's say you do it. Okay, first thing, you want to find a good lender, okay? You want to get pre-approved. It doesn't matter if you find the most beautiful house, it doesn't matter all that stuff. If you don't have a good lender and a good approval, that means that you will not get pretty much your offer accepted by any means. What does that mean? If you go through Rocket Mortgage, I'm not throwing shade at Rocket Mortgage, but here in Massachusetts, if they see Rocket Mortgage, they're like, okay, we're going to go with a more certified lender. And again, I'm not throwing shade at Rocket Mortgage. Maybe they've increased their odds of getting their approval signed, but as a list agent myself, if I see Rocket Mortgage, I'm like, okay, do you have another approval so I can, build credit, or you could validify yourself, because Rocket Mortgage approves everybody, and it's not always accurate. But if you have a good lender that is reputable, that people know, or even that the agent can call and reach immediately and validify your funds and all that stuff. Perfect. So get a good lender, step one. Step two, you want to research and find a good attorney. If you're a buyer's agent attorney. Now, this can be rather difficult because attorneys, not only are there a bunch of them, but you don't know how their services are. You don't know how expensive they are, things like that. You pay more for a better attorney sometimes you pay more for not even a better attorney. So you want to be like, what do I do? Well, I recommend chatting with your friends and family members who have used other attorneys. Obviously, if you have a realtor, they have a list of all these people, the best ones. And if you have a better realtor, they even have better people who can give you the best deals. But my first things are get a pre-approved, and get a good attorney. Now, let's say you do these two things. You're like, I want to go house hunting now. Do it. Now you're free to go house hunting within your limits. Okay, you're gonna know your budget. You're gonna know, your lender's gonna tell you, ask you, hey, what range do you want your mortgage to be? What range do you need the house to be? Because sometimes you have a mortgage idea of like $2,500, but let's say the perfect house you want and you can afford is in the $3,000 range of mortgage. Well, your lender's gonna be able to talk to you through and through that stuff and be able to approve you or guarantee something can be done. So let's say you find all that budgeting. Step 3, go to open houses, go for homes, search for homes. Now it's going to be a little tough without an agent on the aspect of, like, say a house has been on the market for a little bit and you want to see it. You'd have to go find the list agent's number, the actual list agent, because let's be honest here, Zillow, Realtor.com, all that stuff, they rarely list the list agent. They list a number that you can call that another agent's gonna go and show you who isn't even the list agent. It's hard to find the actual number. My advice, go to homes.com, okay? They have the actual list agent's number, homes.com, which I think that's a step in the right direction. They're not misleading you. Homes.com is straight up. I prefer that, but I feel like I'm throwing shade at a lot of people right now. Hey, if this is it, then you got to listen and pay attention because a lot of people are doing shady stuff, but homes.com, not shady. Now, you want to call the list agent. If the home doesn't have an open house and you go to homes.com, you schedule an appointment with the list agent, they show you the property. They're going to ask you, are you represented, not represented? Now, again, you do not want to go represented here because you say you want to save money. The list agent is going to be able to facilitate this situation for you if you want. They're going to usually charge you between 1% to 3%, 1% being on the low end, 3% being on the high end, depending on whether they want to represent you personally or they want to facilitate. Keyword facilitate. Now, they can facilitate for you. They're usually going to charge between 1% to 2%. Now, if you have a realtor, obviously there's going to be negotiable things like that, but or probably not even going to have to charge you. That's a whole different ball game. If you guys want me to make a video on negotiations, please comment below or send me a personal message. Hey, how can I negotiate this stuff? Like, obviously, I can't personally do, like, how do I explain it? It would be hard for me to tell you every single point that you're going to have to negotiate, but I can give you like the biggest points that are usually needed in negotiations. But okay, let's say you schedule the open house, you see a perfect house, you see the house, bam. What do I do now? You say, I want to buy this home. This is my home. I can see myself here. I can see my dog running in the backyard, taking a big poop over there. I can see my kids running around the house making a mess, but they're fucking beautiful. Excuse my language. God, I have to, probably gonna get that out of the video. But you love the house, or you just want a bachelor pad for yourself. Nice condo in the city. Beautiful. Love it. Hey, we want that for you. Now, you're going to make an offer. There's a couple of things you need to consider. One, how busy is the open house, or how much movement is on the house? Has the house been on the market for a long time? You want to consider those variables. Two, how is the price? Is it like market range? Is it even in the market at the right price? Some houses are overpriced. Some houses are underpriced. Some houses are well priced. You're going to have to figure out all those variables to see how you offer on this property. For example, the approach I take on a house that's been on the market for 2 to 3 weeks is completely different from a house that's been on the market first weekend, blow out of an open house. Everybody's there. Yeah, your grandmother's there even at the open house. I know she's been passed away for two years, but like she's still there in spirit, man. That was actually a really dark joke, but regardless, you want to know how to offer on these houses and negotiations and all that stuff. It's very important, because that's how not only do you get the best price on the house, but you actually get the house. I can't tell you how many times 10, 15 offers on a single house, and it's sold for over 6 figures over. And people are just like, that's crazy, I would never pay that much. But what if the house is priced under, and it's only 50,000 or 30,000 over the market range of the property, but you don't know that because you didn't run comps, or you don't have a realtor, or all that stuff. So this is all variables. I'm throwing hypotheticals here at you guys. But okay, let's say you did all that stuff and you get your offer accepted. Boom, that's fantastic. Oh my God, it's such an exciting feeling, right? You got your offer accepted. This is just the beginning. You're just dipping your toes. You're dipping your toes in that pool, and that pool is icy cold, but you're just like, I gotta take the plunge. What's next? Oh, guys. Well, first thing, you want to connect your lender, and you want to connect your attorney on this email. Now, there's going to be a lot of documentations that you're going to have to provide to not only your lender but your attorney. You're going to have to do a lot of signing, virtual signing. It's going to be a lot of stuff going on that you have to be aware of. Usually your buyer's agent does all this, but you don't want to pay a fee. You don't want to pay a buyer's agent. You got to do it your way. This is how you go. You got to stay in the loop for everything. You have to, be like, hey, lender, where am I at? What documents do I need to provide? Hey, attorney, what do I need to know? What is the situation here? Is there flood insurance that's required? Hey, what's the history of the property? What do I need to know about, are there any clouds on the title, any liens on the title? Like that, your attorney is going to take care of all that, thankfully. That's why you pay them the handsome fee. And they're going to let you know of anything that pops up. Let's say, for example, the house is encroached on another property. What does encroach mean? It essentially means, like, let's say, your driveway is on the other neighbor's driveway. Neither of you knew that, but now you know, because your attorney went into it. What's going to happen here? Does the neighbor say, oh no, it's fine, it was an easement? Or does the neighbor say, hey, that's my driveway, and then it's an issue? These are all the things that can be figured out with an agent and the attorney and things like that, but now it's going to fall into you. I'm not scaring you. This is things that have happened, and maybe it's a smooth transaction. Maybe nothing happens and you just have a clean transaction. You don't pay a buyer's fee. That's perfectly fine. Now, obviously, I'm giving you generalized, simple situations here. Now you're in the middle of the transaction. You have to do the following. Yeah, your lender is going to schedule an appraisal with you. The appraisal is going to come back. Hypothetically speaking, the appraisal comes back clean, and you're still following up with certain documents with your lender and your attorney. What happens next? If the appraisal comes back clean and everything is good, now you're on to the next step, which is going towards the closing and commitment dates. What does that mean? Commitment is essentially the final day that you have for your loan to be approved. Now, this has happened so many times to people who aren't my clients and come to me being like, Javier, how do I fix this? Because they had an agent that was not good, or they did it themselves and they forgot about it, or they didn't know about it. And the team that they had together was just a SIHT show. They passed the commitment date. They didn't get their approval on the commitment date, but they got denied afterwards. What does that mean? That means that long story short, your deposit is in peril, aka the seller can keep your deposit. So your goal is to make sure that everything happens before commitment. Okay, I will repeat. You want either your approval for the loan or a denial for the loan, that meaning that you can't get approved for it because the appraisal came in low, your negotiations with the seller didn't go well, da 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 da. Like, there's a lot of things that come in between, but long story short, you need all that stuff to happen before commitment or have the commitment extended. Now, I'm giving you guys tips here, very simple, generalized tips so that you guys don't have to use an agent. Again, I can't stress enough how important an agent is because there's so much more stuff that happens, but this is a very general view so you guys can know what do I need to do if I cannot afford an agent, or if, I just don't want to do it. I want to buy on my own. I know all my stuff, Some people are like that, and I respect that. You should do whatever the hell you want to do, guys. You are free to do that. And I feel like you should be empowered to do that if you really want to do it yourself, but just know the pros and the cons of, each action. It's like, we can go on YouTube. You're on YouTube right now, possibly, or social media, and you want to learn anything. You can learn anything you want to do on YouTube and social medias. You can learn trading. You can learn how to repair your own car. And you can learn how to even build a car. It's crazy. I love YouTube. I've learned a lot of stuff. And social medias, I love it for good things, positive things. I love it. And you guys should be able to do whatever you want to do. You don't have to use a buyer's agent if you really don't want to. It's just a security net, just like taking your car to the mechanic or, any of that stuff. But I'm going on a rant. I'm going on a bunch of rants here. I guess what I want to say is commitment. Yes, you want to make sure that's important. You want to get all the things done before then. If you don't get all the things before then, be sure to have your attorney to extend the commitment, because you don't want to be in a situation where you lose your deposit. And I can tell you more people have come to me using other agents or using no agents that has been the situation. And luckily I've been able to guide them in the right direction of how to fix that. But let's keep moving forward. Now you're at closing day, Oh, and by the way, you should ask for a final walkthrough if you really want to. This is to make sure, let's say on a new home, that the newly built home, let's make sure that the repairs, like the blue tape, everything has been fixed, or if everything is working on the final walkthrough day that was supposed to be working. Let's say you opted for an inspection. You could have an inspection actually. Sometimes you do no inspection, sometimes you do inspection, sometimes it's an inspection on informational purposes only, which means that it's just for you to know. And sometimes the inspection is contingent on the sale, meaning if there's more stuff to fix, more than let's say $30,000-$40,000 worth of things to fix, that you can essentially back out of the deal. But that's earlier in the deal. I probably should have talked about it before, but I'm talking about it now, so I'm letting you guys know. Okay, don't give me too much hate on that. But yeah, your final walkthrough is good for these things, to check everything, make sure everything's working, make sure everything's fine for you, even to measure out your furniture, because I'm sure you have a lot of ideas for your house, whether it's remodeling the house, whether it's picking out your furniture, or any of the above, or maybe something else. Maybe you want to do a complete gut renovation of your house. I've had clients do that too, and that they use the final walkthrough day as well for more planning. Now, everything goes well, let's say hypothetically, final walkthrough, perfect, it's fantastic. You see the house, it's all the water is hot and cold, the lights turn on, and all the dishwasher stuff is working, all that fun stuff. Now, closing day. This is really important. Your attorney, you'll ask your attorney what is required of me on closing day, and they will tell you everything. But essentially, make sure that you, in the state of Massachusetts and the deals that I've done and the attorneys that I've used, we've wanted to be clear and transparent about the following. Bring your IDs. Bring up to 2 forms of IDs. You don't really need it sometimes, but sometimes you do. And you don't want to be stuck in a situation where it's oh my God, I can't close on this house because I either didn't bring my IDs, and second of all, I brought a personal check instead of a bank certified check. Guys, I can't stress this enough. Oh, I'm just enjoying this beautiful view. I'll let you guys enjoy it with me. Sorry, I've been looking at this whole time. Guys, bring a bank certified check, or at the very least a money order. For what? For the closing costs, for whatever you need to pay the rest of the deposit. Usually you're going to do the rest of the deposit here. these are all the things that you need on closing day. Please do not forget or mistake it, because I can tell you more often than not, a lot of my clients have said, yeah, I know everything that I needed for closing. My attorneys have certified and gone through and said, hey, I spoke to the client, we're good. What do they show up with? Oh, I brought a personal check. Oh, no, that's not gonna happen. That's not gonna happen. You need to actually send out a bank certified check. You need to bring it to the closing, because they need to certify that you're gonna close on this. Imagine you're the seller and there's a personal check and you find out, hey, the check bounced. No, that's not going to go through. So that's why attorneys nowadays use bank certified checks, and that way the funds are going to clear and you guys can close on time. Now, let's say everything goes by smoothly. You close, bam, oh my God, I signed on my house. Where's my keys? Wait a second, slow down real quick. You guys should know that now, once you've closed on your home and everything went through, you have to wait till it goes on title. All right? Goes on title means they have to submit all your documents to the state and all the right portals and things like that. Your attorney takes care of all this stuff, by the way. And I recommend you close somewhat between the morning time up until noon, because after noon it takes like maybe to the next day. But if your attorney's really good, they're going to schedule you for those times and you're going to be able to close. We're going to have to wait until you can get the clear to close. Well, not to clear to close, excuse me. Go on title. And once you go on title, then officially you, my friend, or my lady friend, my man friend, whatever friend, you are a owner of a property. And it is yours. And you can see with the list agent or your attorney probably is going to help you out here. They're going to tell you, hey, these are the keys, you're going to pick them up at this place, or they're going to, the list agent's going to I can't speak. The list agent's going to meet you at the property at this time to pick up your keys. They give you the keys, and once the keys go into your hand, that's it. You're done. And officially you were done by the time they gave you the message like, hey, we're on title, we're good. But let's be real, until you have the keys in your hand, you walk into that house, you're not done. You got to go get the keys, you got to do that. And that's it. That is the whole process in a nutshell to purchase your own home. Now, I didn't talk about contract negotiations, how to write the contract, mid negotiations, post-inspection negotiations, sometimes post-appraisal negotiations, lender negotiations, and sometimes the fees and everything. It's a bunch of stuff. But sorry guys, I'm gonna switch over. I like this view a lot. Sorry, not sorry. Now you are free. You purchased the home, and hopefully you got it for a great price. Hopefully you got it over all the other buyers, and hopefully everything went through with the inspection. Let's just say everything went perfectly. You're a new homeowner. Now, why did I make this video? Javier, you're a realtor. Like, why are you giving people tips on how to buy their own homes if that takes you out of your job? Like I said before, this shouldn't be gate kept. You guys should be entitled and free to, have this information, because this is YouTube where you learn everything. If you want to use me as your realtor, gosh darn it, I'll take care of you. You're going to be good. Everything's going to go smoothly. And when it doesn't go smoothly, I'll let you know, but I'll make it go smoothly. I will, bam, I get it done. Let's just say that, I get it done. But if you want to get it done yourself, you should be able to get it done yourself. And that's the whole point of this video. Now, if you want to use a realtor and you're like, Javier, you're a stud, I want to work with you, and I want to work with your amazing team that is tried and true, and they've done dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens of transactions. How do I do that? Guys, it's super easy. So I'm going to have my information linked below. If you like to follow me, follow me. If you don't. I don't really care. I'm giving you guys the information because this should be public knowledge. And if you guys want to, you can give me a call, shoot me a text. Say, hey, Javi, I saw you on YouTube. I want to talk to you. I want to buy a house, or even I want to sell a house. For sellers, I'm going to make another video, and it's going to help you guys out to sell your own house. And it's going to be just like this. It's going to be very general. It's going to be a layout and what to do, things like that. If you guys want me to do anything further, just let me know in the comments. But I guess that's it for today's video, guys. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Right now, it's like a beautiful Sunday here at Blue Hills Reservation, and the sun is shining. It's a beautiful day. I mean, can't complain. So I guess at this point, I bid you guys adieu. Have a beautiful day, and stay happy, guys. Peace.